Thanksgiving is part of our national heritage. Although it did not become a holiday until after the Civil War, Thanksgiving has become mired in myth and legend. William Bradford's travelogue from the 1600s provides us with many of the details of a festive meal between the Wampanoag Indians and the Pilgrims. But other than Bradford's account, a single source written long after the supposed meal, what can we really say about the origins of our national feast? Even though the origins of Thanksgiving may be in doubt, how historians make sense of the past is not. Using a practice commonly referred to as sourcing the document, historians look first to the document's source information to gain insight into when it was produced, by whom, and for what purpose. This assessment measures students' ability to source. Students have to consider whether an image painted in 1932 is useful to historians in reconstructing what happened 300 years before. To answer this question, students need to pay attention to the gap between when this painting was completed and the event the painting depicts. Many students ignore the source information altogether. Instead, they engage in matching. Students who have an image in their minds of pilgrims and Indians getting along jovially look at the image and conclude that it's useful to historians. As one student wrote, "You can see how they are interacting with each other. Without any picture, you couldn't really see how Wampanoag Indians and the Pilgrims interacted with each other." What about students who bring background knowledge to this image? Consider this student's response. As soon as the settlers arrived, there was mass curiosity which turned into violence and hatred. There was never such a party between the two peoples. They couldn't even understand each other. At first glance, this student has done something good, accessing and using prior knowledge. Yet, like the previous student, this student only considers whether the source fits a particular image of Thanksgiving. In both cases, students have disregarded something fundamental to the evaluation of historical evidence: when the painting was completed. Students who understand sourcing understand the problems with using a depiction made 300 years after the fact. One student wrote, "This painting was drawn 311 years after the actual event happened. There is no evidence of historical accuracy, as we do not know if the artist did research before painting this, or if he just drew what is a stereotypical Pilgrim and Indian painting." This assessment takes only a few minutes to complete, but in those few minutes, we gain rich insight into students' understanding of sourcing, a cornerstone of historical thinking.